All right. Hello, hello, group. Let's see if I am indeed live at long last. Says I am live. Let's see if I can get you all a link. Oh, the video's loading up. Let's see if I can get you all a link really fast. So I can announcement on the Blackboard page. Just bear with me here a moment. We are a little bit late, but I will not. There we go. There's a link, so I can Streamception Blackboard page. Okay, let's go to our Blackboard and make sure that you can see it. Ba-doop, doop, ba-doo. I still need to get that, what was it, Waltz of Flowers in here? Okay, come on. Why is this not loading? Oh, wow. Okay, hold on a second. Something weird's happening. There we go. Got it to work, right? Send out the link. And everybody should have a good time, hopefully. Anybody with me? Only one person watching. Maybe I'm just a little bit late. All right, email was sent to all course users, and maybe because of my little lateness tonight, I had to do a debate practice, and it just took a little bit longer than I thought. Wow, that is some poor resolution on my video preview. Is there a way I can refresh that and make sure it's right? Only been streaming live for about a minute and 52 seconds, so maybe we'll just wait for people to filter in. We have a very small agenda today because our week is going to be mostly about getting your speeches of introduction recorded. And so what I am going to do is make a video about, or a live broadcast, or about how to record video. That was a question I received a lot. I also wanted to talk briefly about ordering a textbook, as I still have a couple of people that want to know how to order the textbook. So let's go ahead and start out with that. It'll also give people time to filter in and see the live broadcast for the slightly newer information. So first thing we're going to do here is go to the Ball State University bookstore web page, which again is, and I have to reload this, of course, because I forgot I have Script Blocker. Never go anywhere without Script Blocker, guys. I see that my viewership has gone up by 1. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. So if you're still wondering how you can order a textbook, you want to go to bsu.bncollege.com, and this brings you to the official Ball State University bookstore. Now, you could also look it up on Google. Just type in Ball State University bookstore. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. Ball State bookstore. And as you can see, it brings us right there. First link. And again, it's bsu.bncollege.com. But anyway, so once you're at this page here, you want to say textbooks, find textbooks, and this will bring you to a nice interface here. Spring 2017. Department is Comm. Course is 210. Our section is 800. Just enter. Okay. Why was that a weird error? I don't know. It's gotta be different when I'm showing people live, doesn't it? Find materials for one course. I don't know what the problem was there. And it has the correct book. It's from the right publisher. It has has the right name, and it is in parentheses here. It says 2 books, which means 2 books will come with you. I know it feels like you are. Hey Corey. Hey Brittany. How you doing? Excellent. Sorry I'm a little later. I really appreciate that you came here. We're just kind of reviewing how to order a textbook if you haven't done one already. Um, I know it looks like a little sketchy when it says image not available, but remember, this is the official Ball State bookstore. This is our Comm 210. This is our official section number. Um, and this is the correct price, which I don't know, depending on your viewpoint on textbook prices, it's either cheap or um, not so cheap. But anyway, um, this is the item that you want, so we'll click it. We want to add it to our cart. Please select your textbook options. Really? You really want to do this? Select format, buy new, add to cart. Oh, I thought it'd be quick. Okay, so now it's in our cart. Now at this point, we'd check out, and then it'd go to your personal um, information. But yes. So of course, someone's picking this time to call my phone because they probably think I'm done with the broadcast, but we have just begun. So anyway, that's how you order a textbook. All right, they can ship it to your address. You'll make sure that it's the right kind. We only have that one kind of textbook, the new kind. Okay, so are there any questions about that from anyone in chat right now? Okay. I don't see any. No, I don't see anything that anyone's saying that. Nope, they got yours. So let's move on then to the real topic of today's discussion, which is how to record video. Some people asked me. They don't have like an iPad. Um, they don't have a similar device. They don't have a phone that they feel comfortable enough using the video on. Um, and that's those devices are really convenient because usually what you do is you just press the camera button or the camera app or however you want to phrase it, switch it to video mode, set it up, record yourself, plug it into your computer, or even you could just upload it wirelessly to YouTube or wherever you want to put it. Um, and you're bingo bango, you're done. But for people that are just on like a PC, the process might be a little bit more involved than that if you don't have a video app. So I thought I'd show you. Hey there, Punky Deaton. So I thought I'd show you a method that I would use because I'm kind of in the same boat that you are. I have a standard desktop computer. I have a webcam that connects to the computer. It's not like integrated into the monitor or anything like that. It is the primitive. This is what you get when you've got a um, when you've got the um, yep, sorry about that. I was reading the messages. Um, there is a free software that I like to use, and it's called Open Broadcaster Software. All right. It is totally free to everybody. It works on Mac. As you can see, they have a Mac version, they have a Linux version, and they have a Windows version. Um, one of the reasons why I'm hesitating and talking here is that it looks like my video is fuzzed out on my little preview, and I'm not sure why that is. Um, Now, a lot of people use OBS Studio to broadcast things like their video games or they broadcast their classes in that way. Um, but it's free for anybody, and it's just a cool little video capture software. It's free to anybody. All you do is you go to obsproject.com, hit download. It brings you up what option you have. You will need OS X 10.85. But again, most Macs kind of come with an built-in video app, so I would recommend using that. But nonetheless, if this is something that interests you, or if you want to do it the way that I do it, um, this would be how you would do it. But anyway, so you've got your choice of operating system here. I'm on Windows 7 Plus, so I would hit this button here. I get a full installer thing to pop up. I've already downloaded it, obviously, so we don't have to wait through that. But that's how you get it. obsproject.com. Download now. Choose your relevant option. Um, so once you've downloaded it and installed it, let's go ahead and minimize this here. It'll bring up a window like this one. All right. Now on mine, it's kind of going goo goo gaga there with the audio levels, but that's because I'm talking into the microphone right. Um, so let's go ahead, and I wanted to show you tonight how you set this up, so that you could record your video. Um, okay, Brittany, you've asked a great question. The question is, do you have to dress a certain way in your speeches? Um, Obviously, I would prefer that you are dressed, clothed. I would say wear something other than pajamas, for your speeches. Especially for a couple of these, the department does require that I want you to be viewed by someone other than me, in other words, a peer. And for that, we're going to either use, I mean, if you're on campus, it would be easier to try to get some friends together, maybe. And you could show me on camera where all your friends are sitting, and that will, they can fill out the little form for you, and everything will work for that. Again, I haven't explained any of that because we're not ready for our first longer research speech assignment yet. Um, but as a protracted way of answering your question, wear something that you wouldn't mind being seen in public. Now, a lot of the videos that you can submit to me, I can take them as private videos. You just have to make sure that I can see them. However, part of your assignments will be that you have a peer watch your video. So or rather watch your speech, if not your video. So, dress a way that you would dress. You wouldn't mind your friends watching you. Dress in a way that you wouldn't mind your classmates watching. So again, my recommendation is one notch above pajamas. Look like you've been groomed. A way that you can, if you are on campus, pretend like you're going to a class. I know some people do wear their pajamas to class, so I guess again one step above pajamas. But um, yes, if you have children that make guest appearances, that's fine. Again, my vision for this class is for you to be able to take this all online. You don't necessarily need to corral anybody, unless it happens to be convenient. Um, but hey, if you want your husband, your significant other, or your neighbors to watch a speech and fill out the little peer forms that we'll have for you at a different time, more power to you. If not, again, just kind of dress, one notch above pajamas. Kind of or a way that you wouldn't mind appearing in public, even though you intend your video to be private, only seen between me and people you share it with. Please do dress like you would be out in public. But that's a good question. That's a good question. Okay. Brittany seems satisfied with that answer, so we'll go ahead and keep going. I kind of lost where I was anyway, but that's okay. So anyway, when you download it and install it, it'll bring you to this window. And again, you can see my audio levels are going goo goo gaga. Yours will probably not do that right away, because we have to set it up. So the first thing you do is you bring up this window here, and you do that by, when you install it, it puts a little shortcut on your desktop. You would double click this. Now I can't double click it because that'll mess up. I'm actually using this program to broadcast, so I had to do something super special to get two windows open that were not, one is not broadcasting. You don't have to worry about that. Don't even worry about it. But anyway, so you bring up a window like this, and you would go to File and Settings, and this brings up this window. Now, most of the stuff on this General tab, and by most of it, I mean all of it, is cool. All right, you don't necessarily need to do anything on it. I mean, even if your first language isn't English, maybe you can find it on here. There's a lot of languages that'll change the language of your interface. I hope I don't click anything. There we go. That'll change the language of the program. But otherwise, everything on this menu is good. Just move on to the next one. Now this one is only relevant to me. As you can see, I've got my stuff set up for YouTube. Um, you don't need to worry about that. So go ahead and click on to the next tab, which is output. Um, Now here's what I recommend for you to have. And actually, I was kind of neglectful here. I didn't bring up my Word. I should bring up Word. So you want to go to, and I'm going to post this on our Blackboard, so don't worry. Let's go ahead and blow this up. Boom. That's probably kind of okay. What program is that? Jackie. Is it Jacqueline or Jackie? Which one would you prefer? This is called Open Broadcaster Software, and you can find it at obsproject.com. It is totally free. It comes for Windows, Apple, and Linux. Again, Apple folks, you probably have a program that does video recording that came with your computer, and I would honestly recommend that you use that one. But I am not so lucky. I have a standard desktop that came with Windows 10, but it didn't even have a webcam with it, so I had to buy a webcam and stick it into the computer and connect it that way. Um, Now, luckily, a lot of times these days, the web camera you can just plug into your computer and it installs itself. So I've neglected showing that, but you would obviously want to make sure that your camera is plugged in before you do any of this. uh, um, so anyway, so you know what? I'm going to write that down. Step 0. Step 0. Make sure your webcam is plugged in before you start. Okay. Excellent. Okay, Jackie. All right, I will remember that. So how to start video? Um, you want to Warren. The first thing you want to do is you download software from obsproject.com. Install it. Step 2 is when you open it, it'll put a shortcut on your desktop, so you want to open it up, and that will take you to this window right here. And of course, we have this option open, but you go to File, Settings. Yep, File, Settings. Step 3, we want to go to the Output tab. And this is where you want to start messing with things. Like the first 2 tabs are just about what language you have and that kind of jazz. You don't need to mess with that unless maybe your first language is not English, in which case you might want to change the language that the interface is in. But otherwise, you just want to go right to output. I recommend a 6,000 bit rate. 6,000 bit rate. Um, and all of this other stuff is just fine. Now over here in recording, you want to set up a recording path. Now what I do is I hit the browse button. I would create a folder like Comm 210 speeches. All right, and then I would say select folder, and it'll say, oh no, error, Comm 210 speeches does not exist. Check the path and try again. So what I need to do is not get ahead of ourselves. Sometimes I make mistakes so that I can show you. So you want to right click, right? You want to navigate. I would just put it on my desktop, but I would right click, open space, say new folder, Comm 210 speeches. Right? And fortunately, it is one of those programs where you can't just create a folder. And I know a lot of programs these days do. So click it, make sure it's there, and say select folder. Then it works. All right. Recording quality, same as stream. Recording format is probably going to be different. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what file it is. I set it to MP4 because I know that's something that I can play on camera here when I show you the example. So I went ahead and set it to MP4. So let's go ahead and write that down. Hit browse and specify a folder. or where the program will put your videos. Okay. Um, create a folder first. Otherwise, you'll get that error. For some reason, there we go. My chat's open again. Now, so we're almost there, guys. It's amazing. We're almost there. Um, so again, recording format doesn't necessarily matter. I just set it to MP4. Now here's the audio. This is where you would tell your devices what to do. It has several options. It's meant for people. This program, as you can tell, has a lot of options. It's very customizable. I don't mess with either of these two things. Instead, I would make sure your desktop audio device, which is the thing that plays sound on your computer, is set to your speakers, and that your first microphone auxiliary audio device is set to your microphone. All right. Now, some of you might have a microphone on your webcam like I do, and maybe you don't have a microphone plugged into your computer that is separate. So you would want to make sure that because all these are disabled by default. Okay. Um, so you want to make sure you go through and select speakers always for desktop audio, and always select for your first mic auxiliary device the microphone that you want to use. Now I'm obviously using one that's separate from my webcam, so I have to click that one. But this one is my webcam here, it's the HD Pro webcam. So you might want to do that one instead, if you have a thing that's plugged in that way. Okay. Then we would go to video, and you want to make sure some of this stuff doesn't need to be changed. Okay. Your base resolution should be whatever your monitor is set at. All right. So you might want to confirm what your monitor is set to, and you can do that by simply right-clicking anywhere on your desktop and hitting Display Settings. And then somewhere on here, it will tell me what my display is set at. Or is it not going to? I didn't actually do this off camera because I didn't think to. So let's see here. Tablet mode, multitasking, anything. Advanced display settings. There we go. It's under advanced display settings on Windows. And it tells you what resolution it is. The recommended resolution is what we call the native resolution of your monitor, which makes the best quality video. So make sure it's on the recommended resolution, and then just make sure that your resolution matches whatever that is. And it should. It should by default go to your native resolution, so you don't have to mess with it. It should also make sure that your output resolution is the same as your base resolution. That'll give you the highest quality video. Again, that should be default. I did not mess with these values. They just came that way, but you should probably check. Okay. So that's how you would do that. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want it to interrupt my broadcast. But you would hit apply and then OK. So now we've set up the basics of this. Right? Now to add your imagery, it's pretty simple. You right-click your sources here, say Add, go to Video Capture Device. That is the big fancy pants words. Hey Trisha, you haven't missed too much. We're just going through how to record a video. Anyway, some of this stuff you might have to rewind the broadcast a little bit to get to, but that's okay. We're using Open Broadcaster Studio, also known as OBS. It's a free software. This is something that you can use if you don't have a video recording program that comes with your Mac or comes with your tablet device. I think all tablet devices, whether they're Windows or Android or Apple iPads, will have a video recording function. But if you're like me, you just have a webcam you plug into your regular ordinary desktop, and there's really nothing there. And so this is something that people had talked about, they were concerned about, so I'm just kind of showing you a program here. We kind of went through the basic setup. Now we're ready to actually add our video. This is the preview window, by the way, and it's black because it doesn't have anything there. So anyway, we'd right-click Add, and we would go to Video Capture Device, and we just say okie dokie, and it should automatically go right to your video camera. Hi, everybody. It'll show you this preview here. Now, there are some things that we want to do with this. As you can see, I'll just go ahead and hit OK. It's only using so much of this space, and unfortunately, if I were to record this as a video, it would show you it would show you all this black stuff too. Like it would have me in the corner and a bunch of this stuff. So we would want to, once we add it and we see that it's actually updating the video, it's updating our preview, we want to right click our video capture device and go down to properties. Next, we want to look at this bar right here, and it says resolution FPS type, device default. For whatever reason, webcams like to really not be full screen. So you would click on this drop down menu and you want to say custom. And now this enables this resolution here. All right, so we select this from the drop down. Remember that number from our video from our native resolution before, which is, for me is 1920 by 1080. You would click on that and say OK. And now you can see that I fill up the screen. Okay, and now at this point, there's only one thing left. Make sure that the camera is positioned properly. And once you are satisfied with it, and you can see that your microphone audio is jumping around here, and it is, you would hit the start recording button. Now let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, so we are recording whatever we're doing. Things are looking fine, and I think we're done. So let's go ahead and hit the stop button. And stopped. Now let's see if we actually got, oh no, it didn't. All right, let me check my settings. Maybe I messed something up. Oh, I know what I did. I hit cancel when I went through these options because I didn't want to set my stream. Output. Okay, so it went here to recorded streams for me. But normally, let's see, you know what? I feel dangerous. Let's go ahead and hit browse, go through that rigmarole again, go to our desktop, come to 10 speeches, select folder, let's say apply and say okay. Let's start a recording, yada 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 yada, blah 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 blah, yep, boot doot. And there we go. You can see that our video is here now. And we can even watch it. A recording, yada 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 yada, blah 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 blah, yep. All right. Now, what you would do is you would go to your YouTube channel page, and so that's what I'm going to do. You can go to youtube.com. Here, load it up so you can see it. And you can kind of see that we're going to have some streamception. But once you're logged into your YouTube account, if you have one, I am, this upload button will appear. Click on it. Takes a while to think about it. You might want to minimize not minimize, but reduce the size of your browser for a second. And all you need to do is you need to just click and drag over there, and it starts to upload. Can I stop this? I guess not. Anyway, it'll upload. It may not be quite that fast, but and now it's ready to process your video. Once it's done processing, it'll give you a better time estimate. It'll give you some choice of thumbnail. We don't care about that kind of stuff in here. But you can name it whatever you want, blah. And then you could choose whether or not you wanted it to be public or private or unlisted. If it's unlisted, I have to have the video link in order to see it. And if it's private, you have to share it with me with the share button. And you would share that by typing in my email address, which would be that. Okay. I'm not going to say okay because that's kind of silly. And that's basically how you do it. All right. Are there any questions about how you might go about uploading your video? I know that was a lot of information to throw at you. I'm hoping that with the little guide I'm kind of writing up as we do this, and I'll elaborate on it here after the camera is done. I don't want to take up too much of your evening. But other than that, I mean, that's really what I want you to do is to record your video for this week. Your homework is to record your video and upload it or get it to me in some fashion. Again, Let's see if I can do this. You have the other option of submitting your assignment through Blackboard. I guess I can show you how to do that real quick too. Why not, right? Um, okay. So we would go to the course content section, which is where our assignment's hanging out at. Intro speech upload. We click on it, and this might give me an error because I'm the professor. Nope, it's not. You would say attach file, browse my computer, Comm 210 speeches, your speech there. It'll say whatever your title is, and then you would hit submit. And now I know it'll definitely give me an error when I hit submit because I'm the. It looks like it attached okay. So that's how you would do that. Those are the two ways you can upload your stuff. Corey, yes, you are correct. And like I said, I think Apple computers and laptops come with a video recording program already that you can just click on and it like does all of the stuff that I just did automatically for you. You wouldn't really need Open Broadcaster unless you were like very, very insistent that you do it exactly the way that I just did it. Okay, so are there any other questions? Like I said, this is your homework for the week is kind of figuring this out, getting your hardware and your software to talk to each other. And again, this is a method that's really meant for people that just have a webcam and you don't have to look at my face anymore. Let's go ahead and remove that. It's meant for people that um, just don't have any other software. And again, this is free. You don't have to shell out any bucks for it. It's not got a virus in it either. Um, Very reputable. I'm using it right now to broadcast to you. Yeah. Okay, Corey. Yeah, you have a program already. So some of us do. Maybe I would say maybe a third to a half of us don't. So hopefully this helps out those who did not. I do not see any other questions right now. We have a record number of people in here right now watching, so that's great. I really appreciate you coming out tonight. But that's really all I wanted to cover. Your actual assignment, I mean, I feel like it's fairly straightforward. Tell the class your name, where you're from, what your major is. If you're undecided, maybe what your favorite class or perhaps your favorite hobby is. Don't forget to explain why you chose your favorite class or hobby. Talk about one interesting fact about you that isn't related to your first responses. All right, that's the content that you should have in your recording. Um, Again, you can feel free to use paper for notes. Once you locate your digital file, you can upload it to YouTube like I just showed you, or upload it to Blackboard like I. There is a file limit size on Blackboard, so if Blackboard gives you a horrible error that says it can't attach the file, it is too large, you will have to do it through YouTube. It is the only video platform that I personally know of that has no functional limit to how large the video is. I mean, they literally do have like 10-hour videos on YouTube. So that would be your best bet if Blackboard gives you fits. Otherwise, if you guys have any other questions, I will be here to answer them throughout the week. Does anyone watching have any questions? I'll ask one more time and have a little bit more awkward seconds, but kind of went through our stuff in half an hour, and that was great. I really do appreciate that you came out here, and I know I was just a little bit later than 7:30. I appreciate that you were here anyway. One of my responsibilities is coaching the debate team, and if things just got away from us at practice tonight. We started practice at 6 o'clock, and well, it was a debate practice. Do we need to do any reading for next week? No, Corey. I want this whole video thing to be the focus of what you're doing. This to be the focus of what you're doing. As you can see, it once. And by the way, guys, once you set up Open Broadcaster this way you want, you never have to deal with it again. Okay, you can just kind of hit that start recording button whenever you're ready to give a talk. You won't have to deal with setup again unless you uninstall the program or something. Yep. Okay, looks like people are just saying thank you and good night and awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Again, I will be here throughout the week. Um, again, today it's not this week is a quiet week. This is the only thing you've got to do. I look forward to meeting you through your videos and seeing what you're able to produce. Again, the production quality doesn't have to be all that great. You know, you don't need an animated title card or a special theme or background music or anything like that. This is not TCOM. This is just COM 210, public speaking class. All you have to do is get your video. You just have to talk on a video. That's all we're looking for. So, with that said, I want to wish you all a great night. Thanks again for coming out. I will see you next week at 7:30 p.m. or close to it. We might have another debate practice, but these are you don't necessarily have to be here, so I'm not too busted up about being a little bit late. But anyway, again, thank you so much for coming out here, and again, thank you for waiting tonight. I appreciate it. Have a good evening. Oh, maybe I should click the right broadcaster window. All right, see you later, guys.